Hello, everyone. Welcome to Take What Resonates, episode 6. Change is coming. So, to start off this episode, we want to just give you a quick update. It's been a lot of change in our life, and this is why we skipped a week.
Yep.
Not that it matters, but you're getting us now. So, Shireen, if you take the floor, we are talking about change today. Why is change coming? Why is it so important for us to change as individuals, to kind of adapt with the flow of things?
Yeah, and not resist the change. Well, to put it in astrology terms at first, for my people that are watching that are into astrology, you guys know that Pluto is going into Aquarius next week, actually, because the 19th, eh? Yeah, I mean, it's going into Aquarius next week, but we've been feeling the energy on and off for this whole year, basically. So if you guys are not even into the stars, I'm pretty sure you've been feeling and seeing all that's going on in the world, all that's going on in your personal life, and you just know that deep down inside your soul knows that change is coming. Because I know, like for me, I get the sense of anxiety sometimes, you know, and sometimes it's not just like out of fear, it's out of like excitement, because I feel a shift. I feel a shift, and it's a very powerful shift happening with Pluto going into Aquarius. Just to explain it a little more for those of you guys who don't understand, Pluto, the generational planet. It's an outer planet, so it takes a while for signs to change. In the sense, Pluto has been in Capricorn for 16 years or so. So whatever cycle has started from 16 years ago is closing out. So and as it transitions out of Capricorn, Capricorn is like working the 9 to 5, the system, you know, like just the old way of doing things, what we are used to, going to school, working, busting our ass. Like Pluto, the generational planet, is coming out of that and going into Aquarius, which is community, creativity, individuality, uniqueness, weirdos, humanitarianism, also the age of technology, the age of information. That's all Aquarius things, and that's what we're transitioning to for the next 20 years. So basically, yeah, that's what you guys are feeling. If you guys want to know why the hell things have been so weird lately, it's because of that major shift. And if you're not into astrology, it's because change is inevitable, and just the old way of doing things was never sustainable.
Yes.
So with or without astrology, change was coming anyways.
Yeah, and not only just any change, because as you say, every 16 years, right? Every 16 years there's a change, a transition to a different sign. It's coming from Capricorn, right? We're transitioning from Capricorn to Aquarius. Why is that so significant this day and age? Why should we be paying attention to this change in the stars more than any other change?
Because I kind of like snuck it in there a little at the beginning, but like Capricorn is like building, structure, discipline, work, you know? What that whole burnt out system that wasn't working for us and that we're tired of, and that was like burning out the collective, you know, where we just busting our ass, working, and then we're tiring at 65. That's all like Pluto and Capricorn crap. With it going into Aquarius now, this is the time for, you know how you guys are big dreamers? We're big dreamers, we're creative artists, unique. You know how when Pluto was in Capricorn, it was really hard for us to get by, people like us to get by in the system, because it wasn't built for creative people. It wasn't built for unique individuals, because they try to step out, they're called a weirdo, or they're an outcast, or, you know, they're just understood.
Yeah.
So basically why this transit is so important, it's because it's time for all my freaks and creative artists, everybody come to the front. It's time for us. We're stepping into the age of creativity. So
Yes. Okay. So it's time for people who have more of an inclination to creative works, to being artists, to that have been holding back before. It's time for them to come into their own.
especially if you have a Leo, it's like a Leo or Aquarius placement, especially what I don't want to make it complicated, but yes, basically all those things that we were complaining about that need to change in the system. Now it's time for us to step forward and create something different, something that actually works. So we've been complaining and crying for change for how many years now, and now it's happening, and it's not time to be scared. It's the time to be optimistic.
Okay. So with that optimism, there has to come action because there's change already coming. But what do the people that need to take advantage of this, what do they have to do?
They have to, well, step one, have faith and surrender.
Okay. Yeah, that's a big one. That's
Yeah.
a very big one. We're all
Because
working on that.
even just like, for an example, I'll put in a little triggering topic, the politics, you know, what just happened 3 days ago. You know who is America's president. Honestly, we Canadians, we have to deal with Trudeau right now. But it doesn't matter. Like, what happened, just know, like, the whole part of the Western world is changing. It's not just America. It's going to start with America, but Canada's next. So just seeing that, how it just shifted the collective's energy in a negative way when Trump became the president, and how everyone, like, not everyone, there's people that are like us that were like, yeah, we know, we got it. This is just proof that the government doesn't care about us. It's time to take care of us. It's time to take care of ourselves, and, you know, fix what needs to be fixed. It's not up to the government to save us. So, but just seeing the lack of faith and surrender when Trump became a president, and half of the collective just getting into doom, like, oh, this is it, we're fucked, we're screwed, you know, like, I've seen so many tweets like that on that day, and just seeing how low vibration some of the collective was getting into. This is not the time to get into that. Have some faith. Change is inevitable. Whether it was Kamala, whether it was Trump, change is here. It's not even coming. Change is here. It's been here since the pandemic.
Yeah. And I mean, we're not pro-Trump, pro-Kamala, nothing like this, because something that you, the viewer, have to understand is that we currently reside in Canada, so we could care less what happens in America. Mm-hmm. We're already getting punished by inaction here in Canada. Mm-hmm. The amount of the lack of, I guess, change here has put us in a position where we're not biased. Mm-hmm. We are forced to surrender, because if we don't, there's consequences, not only external but internal. Mm-hmm. So, you know, we don't care. You know, either way, what you got to know is get on your stuff, right?
And it's the change starts with you. It's not starting with the government.
Well, I mean, in this case, there's so much external change that now is the time, right? This is all I'm getting. Mm-hmm. Is now is the time.
Now is the time. Now more than ever. Like, we've seen history repeat itself when you don't do the work, you know? When, not saying our past generations haven't done the work, they did what they had to, but now it's our time. All the beings that are alive right now it's our time to do what we have to do, you know? And it's uncomfortable. And you're right, like, you can't fight the flow of that we're on towards change. We have to go with the flow, because with resistance comes, like, conflict, you know, and as you said, inner conflict. Like, you trying to fight the change is just the anxiety comes, the self-doubt comes, the uncertainty comes. All of us need to, like, work on the wound of, like, trying to be controlling of the outcome of our life Because that's what Capricorn was too. Like Pluto being in Capricorn, those 16 years was us knowing, being in our comfort zone, because, you know, we're comfortable with working a 9 to 5 and knowing that our bills are paid. We're comfortable, you know? But with now it coming out of Capricorn and going into Aquarius, nah. We have to be uncomfortable with not knowing. We have to.
Yes. Discomfort is a lot of it. You
Yeah.
know? It's associated a lot with discomfort is associated a lot with loss and how we perceive losing. So if you have a past of repeating the same cycles of losing and not getting your way, then you might just get used to it and expect the system to kind of have a safety net out for you, when really that's becoming thinner and thinner. And you know what's also becoming thinner is the veil, because we are seeing so many things unfold, so many I don't know how to say it, just atrocities. We've seen so many atrocities like that just happened right in front of our eyes, and now they're being uncovered. So it's more distractions.
The ugly is now not wearing a mask anymore. The ugly is ugly. We can see what the hell is ugly now. We can see what was done in the dark, especially in Hollywood, is being brought to the light right now. Like you guys see it. Change is already here.
Yes, and there's a lot of distractions. I wanna definitely home this point. You know, take this home, right? Because there's more information than we ever had before.
Yep.
We have more of history to not repeat it. We have more to take from. But we also have more distractions. We have more substances. We have more, I don't know, alcohol.
Not even
like
just that.
Everything. There's
social
everything.
media, yeah,
social media, everything
technology.
is a distraction.
Yeah.
So there's more now for you to work with. There's more tools, but there's also way more distractions. So there's a balance, because you can't completely leave like social media. It's like your way of like connecting with people nowadays. You know, nowadays you don't even need people's numbers. Apparently, you just message them on social media.
What's your ad?
You need me, you call me. That's it. But that's kind of what it is, right? You can't let yourself get absorbed by all the news, all the negative things out there. You know, it's.
I love that you said that, because I posted someone posted it on Twitter. It was like a chapter out of a book, and it said practice the art of observing but not absorbing.
Yeah.
So it's like you're aware of what's going on, but don't attach yourself to the problems of the world.
Yes.
Don't get absorbed in it. Be aware of it and then step back. Like I've talked about this before, because what manifests is what the collective puts their energy to. So if majority of the collective is like, oh, we're doomed, Trump's our president, like, then that's your perspective, then that's the timeline you're living on. But if we're living on, okay, the government doesn't care about us, and we've been pushing for change for a while now, and the change is here, let's act on the change, let's create a different world, let's be opportunists, let's, see the bright side of this. Imagine if all the collective started thinking like that. What their world, when your perspective is like that, can you imagine what your world will actually look like versus being in a low vibrational perspective and keeping your head down and being like in fear and uncertainty and like, oh, we're screwed, compared to keeping your head up and looking to the sky and we're like, no, this is actually the moment to change. This is the time where we can create. Like
Yes.
Imagine having that perspective, and imagine majority of the collective having that perspective. That's the timeline. I don't know about you guys, whoever's watching this, but that's the timeline I'm in. I'm an opportunist right now. Like, I'm going to be optimistic. I have faith and I'm surrendering that this is showing me, all the politics, all the crap that's going on in the world is just showing me that I got to do better. I got to create better. I want to make a difference. And
Yes.
and making a difference starts with me and how I view things.
Yes. Something I mentioned previously, which I'm going to mention again, is a lot of people, they might be in that same habit and same cycle of like losing, and then they try something new, they lose, and then they lose, and they don't, it's difficult to get into that mind frame. It's difficult to tap into that timeline that you're a winner. You know what I mean? But the truth is, you just got to believe, you got to have faith. It's an exercise. It's difficult, but when you put your shoulders back and you start sitting up straight, you start, acting like a winner, strutting around and, projecting your voice with confidence, then things start to change already subconsciously. So that's a practice.
It's a practice. It's a spiritual practice.
It's difficult, but it's a practice.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
something that everybody has to do. Everybody that wants to win needs to have that winner mindset, needs to treat their neighbors with some kindness and compassion. They need to attract that energy of winning, of being better.
Yeah, because you remember how going into the age of Aquarius, it's community. So, and also like exactly what Edgardo's saying, like it starts, like exactly what Edgardo's saying, exactly what we've been saying from episode 1 to 5. It starts with you. It starts with doing the inner work so that you can be able to accept that change is here, that you can be able to walk with confidence, walk with your head high and having faith. Like, it starts with doing the inner work. It starts with episode 1.
Yeah. Yeah, it starts there. And it ends with... Nah, just kidding. I can't tell you the ending.
No, we don't know. I don't know.
That is, yeah, we don't know how it's going to end. But one thing is for sure is not everybody is coming. Not everybody's going to do the work. Sometimes the work is hard.
And you know what? Him saying that, make peace with that, because it's like we'll try to bring people with us, but not many are going to come with you. Just move with love, accept that everyone is on their own journey, and focus on yourself. Focus on yourself so that you can be able to pour into others as well, but also don't try to drag anyone or force anyone to be a part of the change, because some people are not ready for change.
Yes. Yeah, some people aren't ready.
Not in this lifetime.
Yeah, exactly. Some people need to go through the hard lessons to learn, and it's all right. You got to focus on what you can control, and it starts with you and your discipline, your daily habits, whatever builds you to the person you want to become in the future. And then you can pour into other people. And then build your community and not isolate all the time.
Yeah.
Because isolating all the time is also not good.
It's not good. It's another thing we have to do the work with, because in hard times, we got to have each other, especially during these next 20 years. It's all about community and not about, and yes, okay, there's individuality and uniqueness, but it's the word itself. Just because it's stepping into individuality and uniqueness, that's you learning the art of detachment, because the other traits of Aquarius is being detached, but it's learning the art of the detachment and finding a way to bring your uniqueness in that community. Yeah. Not being isolated now, okay?
Yeah, healthy detachment.
Yes.
That's, yeah, a lot of wise things. Anything more to add to that? Any questions?
No, if you guys have questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section. But I feel like we touched on that topic. Change is here. It's not even coming, guys. It's already here. Right at your doorstep.
Yes. It can be daunting, but it's also exciting. There's so many opportunities, and it's not too late to start anything new.
Start today. Not January 1st, guys. Change starts today. Actually, if you follow if you're going by astrology, it starts November 19th when Pluto leaves Capricorn forever and goes into Aquarius for the next 20 years. So change can start November 19th. It can start after you watch this episode, but be excited, be optimistic, and create, guys. This is your time to shine.
Yeah, create,
That idea,
reflect, release. And now for today's sponsor, Reflect and Release Journals.
Yes, guys, I do sell reflection journals. So when you want to start doing the inner work, I have my first and second edition. The first edition is getting into the habit of checking in on yourself, and the second edition is the inner child and inner teen edition, when you want to reconnect back to the young, creative, free-spirited version of yourself. I'll leave the link below, and yes, I'll run and show how they look like for you guys. But every Sunday too, if you guys are subscribers of Take What Resonates, you would know, well, every other Sunday I go live to host a space for you guys to come and journal with me. Okay, so if you guys want to start doing the inner work, come into this online community that I'm putting together, and come journal with me every Sunday evening. I'm waiting for you guys. And
yes,
let me show you guys the journal while we wrap things up. So yeah, quick wrap up. This is the first editions. I would add this to the first edition because this is 1 year of checking in on yourself, and this is 5 weeks. So this is a challenge, 5-week challenge, or a year if you're ready to commit. And then the inner child and teen edition. Okay, I'll leave the links below. They come in dark colors for the dark lovers and rainbow colors for the colorful people. But that's all.
Yes, don't wait until the end of the year. Don't wait until January 1st to get your journal. Get a head start. Mm-hmm. You never know what's going to happen. So get started today, guys. I urge you, get started today on your self-improvement journey. This has been Take What Resonates, episode 6. Peace and love.
Peace and love, guys.